here's the situation. So I'm here. Everybody knows I run a blog. I run a YouTube channel. You can Google me everywhere. And this deputy, C. Howell, what's your first name?
My first name's Chris.
Okay, what's your badge number?
I don't have a badge number, sir.
Why do you selectively pick me out? Media is a branch term. It's a technical term.
Correct.
I'm going to stand over here because I don't feel safe right now. Why do you pick me out of everybody else?
You're the first person I saw with the phone. I was getting to the gentleman.
Gary Craig is texting right next to you.
Gary Craig is a member of the...
Okay, what is your issue? What is your... Define media for me.
Media, a member of the press.
Define press.
Credentials with the media.
Define press.
You understand that. You know what that means,
You're
sir.
dead wrong. I'm going to get in here because I'm not going to allow you
You're
to...
going to turn that phone off first.
Turn it off? Why off?
Turn off. You're going to stop recording.
Why off?
It's not allowed in the courtroom.
Right.
You know that.
Okay, so this deputy here is threatening me outside the Hall of Justice, outside City Court here. You're instructing me to turn my phone off. Why?
Correct. There's no recording in the courtroom.
I wasn't recording in the courtroom. I was checking Twitter.
You're recording right now.
Right.
So before
There's
you go
recording
in,
outside the courtroom.
correct. You can record right here all you want.
What was your main issue with telling me to leave the courtroom?
You're on your phone. You're on Twitter. It's not allowed in the courtroom at this
So
time.
you selectively pick me out.
That is wrong.
But I am a member of the press. So I'm asking you to define your definition of press.
Do you have your credentials on you, sir?
I don't have to show you credentials.
In order?
The simple fact that I operate several platforms makes me a citizen journalist. Are you familiar with the term?
I understand the term.
Do you know that that's basically a branch of media? Media is a loose term. So is press. I'm asking you to define
credential.
With all respect, I'm asking you.
Credential press.
With all respect, I'm asking you to define your definition of media and your definition of press. Yours. You're the one with an issue. Yours.
I said I don't have an issue.
No. That's not the question. I'm simply asking you to define your definition. I'm not.
I've already told you 3 times.
What's your definition of it?
My definition: credentialed member of the media.
So you're asking me to turn my phone off. I'm legally recording now. We're outside the court.
You're absolutely right.
I was not recording it there. For the record, I wanted to be
you
clear.
weren't. I never said you were.
I'm legally recording now. We're outside the court.
You're absolutely right.
I was not recording it there. For the record, I wanted to be
you
clear.
weren't. I never said you were.
You're instructing me to turn my phone off. Why?
Correct. There's no recording in the courtroom.
How you go? Listen, man, and I hate to put you on camera.
Don't worry, what's up?
You know I have a good rapport with you, but I got to record this,
What do you
okay?
got going on?
I'm recording now. I'm not in the courtroom.
You're all right.
No, I'm saying I'm not in the court.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Selectively. You know me. You know me
I know
personally.
you.
You know what I do,
I know
okay?
you.
The term media, I don't want to get long-winded here. The term media and press, woo, look at the show I'm putting on for the mainstream media with no cojones. The mainstream media, okay, but listen, but media and press is a very loose term nowadays.
Okay.
With the with the progress of the internet, with citizen journalists taking over, with blogs, putting newspaper and print media in the grave, literally. It's a loose term. My issue is this: I was not recording. I was checking Twitter, much like Gary Craig, Jane Flash, Amanda Shavarian there, who are the mainstream media. Okay? Mm-hmm. He selectively picked me out of a group of court,
I understand
watchers or whatever,
I understand.
and told me to step outside and told me I had to turn my phone off. For the record, and this needs to be clear, in no way was I recording anything. I wasn't recording anything, so that's not the issue. His issue was that my phone was on. So it's there. So he says, you're not media and you're not press. That opens up Pandora's box. I said, with all respect, I said, define media and define press, which he wasn't able to.
Right.
He only relied on a simple thing. You're not media. I know you are. You're not. Show me credentials. Okay. Now, again, my issue is this. Not only do I feel I was selectively, I'm the only one in there with a phone that was told to step outside and miss some of the proceedings. And again, the whole thing, and it's not to blast you guys necessarily, man. I always got respect for you. I know you for years.
Not like that at all.
But, and you've always been a consummate professional, and I want to say that, and it's on video, and I want it to be clear that this man has treated me with nothing but respect for well over 20 years. This deputy lieutenant right in front of me right now. So my issue's not with you, but my issue is that it opens up a greater issue, maybe for people after me.
Sure.
With the term media, things have evolved greatly when it comes to the term that people use, and a lot of people are not familiar with it still, which is incredible to me, but it's citizen journalism. Mm-hmm. I run a blog, you know that. I run several platforms. So my issue with him is, it is selectively. It is kind of saying, no, you, okay, so I said, okay, so I flipped it on him. I said, define media for me, define press.
Okay.
And he wasn't able to. So my issue is obviously him singling me out. These clowns over there, I have more cojones and more media than them. They don't even ask. They don't even ask the questions that are needed to be asked.
But you gotta.
So my thing is,
take
again,
out-
it's selective, bro. It is, and this is maybe a reach. Maybe it's a reach, and maybe I'm grabbing here. You think overextending? It is a form of. It's almost a form of profiling, not racial. I'm not pulling that.
I understand
but
where you're coming from.
You know what I mean?
I know why you think that way because it's
Right.
going against you.
Right.
The office of
Well,
court,
because
the
there were
OCA,
several with phones in it.
Office of Court Administration says if you are media, we take media being mainstream media, whether it be the television, local television, newspaper, I guess making a living off of that.
Right.
We would the old normal what the media is.
But you agree that it's an old
I
school
understand.
term,
I understand where you're
and
coming
the
from.
times have changed greatly.
And
And
it's-
that's what I mean. It's not your
No,
fault. You
no,
don't make the policy.
Right.
But again, it's going to cause issues because with citizen journalism, with people that run blogs, with people that I operate about 16 different platforms in one way or another.
Right. Right.
So in other words, it's more than open for interpretation. He himself didn't know the definition of media and press. And again, for the record, I want to reiterate, I was in no way recording in there.
And that's
You know
good.
what I mean?
No, our whole thing is no phones out. We've had many a time where phones were out. People say, "I'm checking my mail. I'm checking this. I'm checking that."
Can I ask you a question?
And also it's going off.
Right.
It's recording.
One thing that would eliminate great confusion like this.
Yeah, nobody
okay,
can use it.
Is no phones at all, like they do in the federal building.
You know
why?
what?
Do you know why?
We wish. We
Okay.
wish it would be that way.
All right.
Our powers to be make rules ahead of us. We could do it that way.
All right.
Nobody have a phone.
Listen, I don't
agree.
want to take your time. I already put
I'm
in a
with
show
you.
on for these clowns
I'm
over
with
here.
you.
Listen, I got no problem with you.
That's all it is.
I'm going to hang out here.
You're
You
fine.
know what I mean? So,
fine. No issue.
and again,
That's
it's
all
not
it is.
it's not your fault, but something with the policy, whatever you have to do to, I don't know, a feedback lobby, it creates great confusion, bro.
And
And it should be. I was in the federal building the other day. I hadn't been in there in years since I won my case against
What
the
did they do with your
RPD.
phone?
They took it. They gave me a number, and I'm like,
Did you get a
we
receipt for
feel
it?
like, wait a minute, you're taking my. We were so used to having our phone,
Right.
and they took it. But guess what? They took it for media too. Everybody was across the board.
Maybe we should look at that.
All right.
We thought about that in the past, but you
I
know,
appreciate
I
it,
can tell
man.
you what, between us
And
here,
again, this is how you pronounce
Lieutenant
it?
Capon.
Lieutenant Capon. Always been a true professional with me, and I want everyone to know that. Anyone in Rochester, hopefully you don't have to come to court, but if you do and you see this guy's always been fair and a professional, and I appreciate it, man.
You're right. You got it, Dave.
I appreciate that. You know that.
You know what? From the federal building, I've been there a handful of times in my 30 years down here. The amount of people that come into this building, I'm not so sure how we could keep everybody's phone.
Right.
But it's not saying we couldn't. I'm not sure how we could do it, but
Right. Yeah, because there's a bigger volume.
I
But
bring it to my boss.
all right.
Right? That's all we can do, Dave.
All right. Thanks a lot, my man.
You got it, Dave.
Yep.
Bring it to my boss.
I was not recording it there. For the record, I wanted
No,
to be
you
clear.
weren't. I never said you weren't.
You're instructing me to turn my phone off. Why?
Correct. There's no recording in the courtroom.